The link to the Nearpod is in the chat. And we will go over 3.06 quiz, constant of proportionality, unit rate. This is a 30-minute session. If you remember, I yesterday told you because I have to be in a meeting at 1. So cannot do a longer session than this one. We'll see as much as we can do. If need be, we can also look at questions on Friday. Remember, I do grading on Friday. If for some reason you haven't done your work, we can do that until Friday. I don't enter in zeros before that. Let's look at question 1 without wasting any time. Is this table proportional? If yes, what is the constant of proportionality? Just in case if you don't know what is constant of proportionality, if you review the topic, it will tell you simply by dividing y by x, you get constant of proportionality, right? Or in other words, I can say y over x, okay? Or in other words, we can just figure it out without a formula. And I will show you, without a formula, it will also work. Let's see. For right now, I will ignore this one. I will ignore, this will not help me. Let me look at this one, right? From x to y, what am I doing? From x to y, what am I doing? Is it the same rule, right? Let's try it out. Let's try out the constant of proportionality thing, right? So my y, and I will color code it and make life easier. So let's try it out over here. Constant of proportionality has to be constant. So y over x, right? In this one, y is 2 and x is 3. Okay. Let's see the next one in a different color. 6 over 4. If I do the equation for constant of proportionality, that is k. If you reviewed the lesson, that is what the lesson says. So I will do y, that is 4 over 6, and I will reduce it. And when I reduce it, I get 2 over 3. So far, I am getting the same answer, right? I am getting 2/3 and I am getting 2/3. I will go to the last value and see if it is still working. And I'm going to try to choose a different color. I'm going to use a orangish kind of a color. I will do y, that is 6, over x, that is 9. And I will reduce it by 3. Do I get 2 over 3? Okay, let me go ahead, redo it. 2 over 3. If each time the constant, it has to be constant, like same, right? If the constant of proportionality, you guys see 2 over 3, 2 over 3. Can I say this table is proportional? Can I say the table is proportional? Yes, table is proportional. Therefore, this absolutely is a wrong answer. There were some answer choices, right? And the correct answer will be constant of proportionality is 2/3. Okay. This was a different question than how I have shown you in class. And that is okay, but it is not hard. Let's look at this one. It is another similar one, right? Do you guys want to give it a try? You can do it. See if you know how to do it. Go ahead, give it a try. I will give you some hints. For constant of proportionality, normally people represent it with the letter K. I don't know where the K came from, but that's how they want to show constant of proportionality. The formula they want to use, they put the y value over the x value. Okay, that is the formula. We can try it out. Step 1 is a red alert over here. Can I say this table is proportional? There's a red alert here when I looked at the table. Can I say this table is proportional? No. For it to be proportional, these numbers have to be 0 and 0 because it has to pass through the origin. And without even solving, you can say there is no constant of proportionality. It's not proportional. Did you all realize that? Yeah? Very good, very good. I will pause here. There might be people who still are confused and might have questions. Does anybody have a question why I picked not proportional? Are we all in a good place? See, the first number told me it's not even. JJ, we remember that, but last couple of minutes of class, right? Okay, there are people who are here to actually learn the topic. And they want little help with the quiz. I received some emails, so therefore I think this is serious business. Okay, I see this first number tells me it could be proportional. It could be, but I don't know. We'll have to check it out. Constant of proportionality. Normally, mathematicians want to use the letter K for it. And the formula they use is y over x. They're kind of finding unit rate. Y over x. Let's see. We will try it out with the first one, then the second one, then the third one. And let's see, what do you guys get? Is it proportional? I am waiting. And I'm going to look at your slides. What do you guys say? Is it proportional? Jay, that was fast. I agree to you. That's what I got. Emiliano believes it is not proportional. It's fine, Emiliano. Let's see. Y is 3 and X is 2. Just in case somebody joins later, I will also label it so they are not confused. So here I was putting Y over X to find K, right? To find K. People who are joining my building blocks right now, I will give you credits for this quiz. So I did enter in all extra credit for Unit 1 already, those who attended building blocks. Let's see, Lean, let me check your answer. Ava is still working. Daniela, very good. That's how you do it. Very good, Liloni. Lean, excellent. Very good, very good. Well, if you look at the numbers in the table, they will seem to be very proportional. When I look at just the table values, see 2, 4, 6, and 3, 6, 9, they kind of go by some numbers and it is very proportional. Let's look at this one. Y value is 6, X value is 4. They are even numbers and can be reduced to 3 over 2, right? Then we look at the last one, 6 over 9. Y is 9 and X is 6. I plan to reduce by 3. How many 3's go into 9? 3. How many 3's go into 6? It is 2. Ultimately, if you see, all of them reduce to 3 halves. And also, the table is starting from 0, 0. I will say it is proportional. And the constant of proportionality is 3 halves. Emiliano, is there any questions? Emiliano, no questions? This was question 1. Let's look at question 2. Question 2 was more about reading a graph. K was a little confusing. Yes, the lesson had resources to guide you as to what K was, but I just gave you a quick overview and made it a little more simpler. Zach is purchasing a bag of apples. The cost of apples is proportional to the weight of the apples in pounds as shown on the graph. Yes, it is proportional because it is starting from 0, 0, and it is a straight line. Let me teach you how to read this first point. Okay, let's read this point. It will make your answers much easier. And I'll choose a green one and we'll bring it down. So let's see, let's bring it down even more by this one and read it. So 1, comma 2.5 will mean 1 is the x-axis. So I will say 1 pound, right, is the weight. 1 pound of weight. Cost is on the other side, right? Cost, how many dollars? Cost $250. I didn't put the other bracket right there to read the point. There we are. People, is that how you will read? Is that how you will read the point 1, comma 250, right? The first one is x. Very good, Lean. You are absolutely correct. The very first point is your x value. And your next one is your y value whenever you read a point. Let's mute. The first one is your x value. And in the x, it said weight in pounds. And that is why I said it means 1 pound. And then the next number is your y value. And in this question, the y value is the cost in dollars. So therefore, you see the cost for 1 pound of apples is $2.50. Does that help you mark a correct answer? But there's more than one correct answers. Very good, Ben. You can be thinking about the answers, but I want to also read the next answer choice, the next point. This is 4, comma 10. Let's see how I can read this one, and I will choose a blue one to type it out. So 4, comma 2 will mean 4 pounds, right? And then cost in dollars. What does the point say? Let me go to the other slide and see. What does the point say? I can't read it anymore. It just went away because of it says 10. Thank you so much. So many people. It's $10. There you go. So here we are, right? So this is how I read the next point. Does it make your life easier? Any questions? Does it make your life easier? Yes? I know 90% of you already know how to read it. And I do also see that you guys have marked the correct answers. In this question, there were 2 correct answers, right? Very good. Let me see who have marked the answers. Fatu, I agree to your first one that you X'd out. Ava, I agree to you. Liloni, the circles are too big for me to understand which ones you marked. Daniela, I agree to you. Lean, I agree to you. JJ, I slightly agree to you. That means partially. I can say that 1 pound costs $2.50, correct? I can say 4 pounds cost $10, right? Yes, absolutely, right? If you read the points correctly. Any questions? None? That makes more sense. I'm glad to hear that, Amy. I'm not going to go over other questions for question 2 because that will make sense to you. You will know how to read it. I want to see the other questions. Here. If need be, we can go over. We have limited time, right? So let's see, we can go over as much as possible. What is the unit rate? What is the unit rate? So in this one, per liter, they also want to say per liter. Let's see, what do I have here? That means per liter means 1 liter. They want you to calculate for 1 liter, and I'm going to use some green to know this is solution. Unit rate means to find for 1. In this question, they're saying for 1 liter, how much is it, right? You're calculating. What is given to me? They gave me for 6 liters. How do I know? Because if I want to read this point over here, let's see, I will teach you how I will read it. I will say this point means, I open up my brackets and I will say it means 6. Then I go to the x-axis, says volume in liters, 6 liters, comma, and the other number again disappeared for me. Who will help me with the other number? 15, thank you. The other number is 15 and it is the amount of salt in grams. So it will say 15 grams of salt. Okay. Yeah, that is how we read it. So, right? So I know in 6 liters, I have 15 grams of salt. Are we good about finding the amount of salt in 1 liter? Very good, Ben. Excellent. To find for 1 liter, I will divide, right? I will divide 15 by 6 and it will tell me the amount of salt in grams in 1 liter. Basically, it seems like the quiz wants to, yes, very good, Amy. And for 0 liters, it makes sense that there will be no salt in 0 liters, right? So 15 divided by 6 is how much? Let's do a little bit division and check it out. How many 6 can go into 15? 2 of them. And with a remainder of 3, right? I can add a decimal. This will allow me to add a 0. Bring down the 0, make it 30. How many 6 go into 30? 5. And no more remainder. There were questions in the general class about dividing. That's why I just wanted to show the work. So that means 2.5 grams of salt in 1 liter. If you want, you could have also tried to read this one, right? You can also read from the graph. For example, it tells me that for 4 liters, there is 10 grams of salt. Then I will read for 2. For 2, right, it is around 5, right? Around, I would say right in between is 5. Then I can say for 1, it is half of 5. Half of 5 is 2.5. So there are so many ways you could have done it. Do we want to go over one more of this kind of a question? It is a class of 29 students. Liloni says yes, we will definitely. If we understand how to read these, the upcoming questions are probably easier. Let's see, you guys give it a try. You guys give it a try and see how we can do this. We want to find the unit rate in milliliters per kilogram. Find for 1 kilogram. That is what the question is asking. Per means 1. You want to find for 1 kilogram. Okay. Go ahead, try it out. People, remember, it is important that you try it out. And only then you can learn. Only by watching someone solve questions, that is not how math learning is supposed to happen. I will write down what this point means. I know it is 8 and 14. So I will write down what this point means to me. Okay, I will read it. The 8, well, let's see. The 8 represents weight in kilograms, right? And 14 represents what? The amount of medicine in milliliters. So here we go. That is how you read the point. Very good. Excellent. If I know this and I'm trying to solve this problem for unit rate, let's see. The question wants me to find for 1 kilogram. And I already know for 8 such kilograms, right? That is 14. Does it make it easy for me to find for 1? Very good then. I am very sure you got the right answer. If I can get to it, let me look at my answer key and give you some feedback. I didn't do this one, but it seems to be the right answer. Perfect, perfect, perfect. JJ, you rounded? Okay, let's see. I would, to find for 1, I am dividing 14 by 8. And that will tell me for each kilogram. And let's look at the division part. Let's see if I can do it this side. So we have some room. And I know only 1 8 can go into 14, right? Only 1 8 can go into 14 with a remainder of 6. I will add a decimal. It will allow me to add as many zeros. I bring down the 0. 8 times 7 is 56. With a remainder of 4. I will add 1 more 0 and bring it down. 8 5 times is 40 and no more remainders. So the answer was 1.75. And if you want to give me the full answer, it will be 1.75 milliliters per slash per kilograms, right? This is how you can say. You can also give the answer in fraction, 1 whole 3/4. Very good, excellent. Lean 1 whole 3/4, 1.75. And yes, you are right, Lean, very good. Let's look at another variation of this question. Can you find the unit rate using this graph now? Yes. Yes. Let's then look at the next question. This probably might be question, is it question 4? Might be question 4. You need to know both. Yeah. You need to know both in fractions and in decimals. What is the constant of proportionality? This is what I definitely wanted to go over. Okay, I just talked about the formula. Can someone repeat the formula for constant of proportionality? What is the formula? I just told you, right? Let me see who will type in the chat for us. Very good. Y over X is the formula. Or, in other words, I can say Y. What can I say in other words? Y? Y what? Y divided. Very good. Very good, Emiliana. Y divided by X is constant of proportionality. Let's look at these points, 2/3 and 3/4. I'm going to try to remember. In case I don't, you guys can help me. How do I read these points? I know in these points, this should be a green one. In these points, I have my X equals 2/3 and my Y equals 3/4. Let me go to the point and see, is that true? It is true, right? Does it make the question easy for you? Yes? No? You know the formula? You know the values of x and y? 2/3 and 3/4.
I've already done this assignment today.
Very good, Jayla. Very good, Layla. Excellent. And I will use the formula. I will do y equal, oh no, not y. I will do k equals y value, that is 3/4, y value, that is 3/4, divided by the x value, that is 2/3. I will use keep, change, and flip strategy so I can divide fractions, right? So in all these assignments, we are practicing dividing fractions, multiplying and decimals, and so much more, right? So we always get refreshed. 3/4. Then keep the first fraction, it is 3/4. Change division to multiplication. Flip the next fraction, it will become 3/2. And when you multiply them, because you cannot reduce, 3 is odd, the denominators are 4 and 2, you cannot simplify them, but you can just solve them, and the answer will be 3 times 3 is 9, and 4 times 2 is 8. This is in the answer choices, right? 9/8 is the answer. Or if you want to simplify it further, how many 8s go into 9? 1, with a remainder of 1/8. But in algebra, you will also see that for reasons, they also keep answers in improper fraction only in algebra. As we will learn more algebra, you will understand the reason. It has to do with the slope. We will do one more, Ava, and I hope I can do that. Otherwise, the other people, there are around 7 to 8 people waiting in the meeting for me, but we'll see as much as we can. I'm going to hop
Yes.
quickly to constant of proportionality without all those details. So, Ava, you can see another example. Here I have this x value, then I have the y value. To do constant of proportionality, I am dividing y by x. And let's see how that will work. Y value is 3/8. X value is 1/4. And there is a division sign. I will use keep, change, flip. So I will keep the first fraction. I will change division sign to multiplication sign, and I will flip the second fraction, and I can simplify, right? You guys, if you remember how we simplify, we can simplify. The 4
By
becomes, yeah, by 4, because
yeah.
1, 8 becomes 2. Now ultimately 3 times 1, 3. 2 times 1, 2. In algebra, you will see answers that are improper fractions. Or if you want to change it, you will see how many 2's go into 3? 1, with a remainder of 1. But in algebra, I know the assignment have answers that are improper fractions. This is how algebra works. Only in algebra, okay? Where you see x and y, that is algebra. Are we feeling a little better with this assignment? Yes?
How do I know what
Yes,
algebra
but
is?
Algebra has to do with variables like x, y, k. You see on my slide right now, all these variables to represent missing values. That's what we're talking about algebra.
so what is the difference? I don't doesn't make sense on why there has to be two different types of math.
Leila, there are multiple types of math, but I cannot talk about it. It's sharp 1 p.m. and I have to hop into a meeting. I will talk about those different kind of maths with you later in one of the sessions. Thank you so much for attending.